Here we are. It's Saturday. And there's two games on this morning. So I've been watching the Rangers and the Predators, but I've been more intently watching Edmonton and Philly because I want to see if Philly can keep up the defense and if Edmonton can keep up the not scoring. McDavid looks frustrated. I'm just going to say that straight out. McDavid looks frustrated, and there were a couple of plays I saw that I was like, okay, he's trying to do it by himself. And no matter who you are in the NHL now, if you're trying to do it yourself, you're going to fail. Defenses will stop you. And I'm not convinced that his wingers are good enough right now. Just throwing that out there. I don't think that that if this continues much longer, there won't be a move made by Chiarelli. And I'm not sure what move he makes. So those are the interesting morning games. And of course, the Rangers are ahead by 1 goal in the third period on Nashville. Now, Edmonton's on a 47-second power play. It's hard not to watch that. Yamamoto's look good, but with Yamamoto's size, it is easy for Philly to knock him off the puck. I've been watching that. I watch with the smaller guys to see if they're strong on their skates at an NHL level, or if they're able to be knocked off the puck relatively easily. Because that's often the measure between a little fast guy who will be a really good American Hockey League player or an actual NHL level scoring player. All right, that penalty's over, so I'm going to go back over to the Rangers, who are leading 3-2. And I was going to look at some statistics, but I got to wait till these games are over, and then we can look at some statistics. Because statistics are fun. Buffalo is in Boston tonight. So Buffalo loses to Vancouver. Now they're playing Boston, so they play two of my teams. This is a litmus test for Boston. And they've been very inconsistent this year, but Bergeron's back. So I would expect Boston to win with Bergeron back. I'd expect them to go on at least a little bit of a run here, probably a good record over their next 10 games. And then we'll see whether or not they can maintain it. The Los Angeles Kings, 5-0-1, are in Columbus against the Blue Jackets. That's going to be a very fun game to watch. Now, the idea that without Jeff Carter, the Kings are going to fail, I don't think so, because it hasn't been Carter who's been the main reason they've been doing really well. Jonathan Quick has a .950 save percentage. So, as long as you got a goalie putting up a .950 save percentage, your record's going to be pretty good. This is why last season when people said to me, well, Budai played well for the Kings, so having Quick out didn't really hurt them. Quick, when he is on and playing his best, Jonathan Quick is at a whole other level than most other goaltenders. It's kind of intimidating when you look at the stats. Pittsburgh's in Tampa. This is a huge matchup. I wouldn't be surprised to see Pittsburgh go in and win this one. The Penguins are on a bit of a run. Tampa's been, well, Vasilevsky was really hot the last game. I could see it being a little colder this game. We'll see. But it should be a very entertaining game. San Jose's won their last two. They're in New York against the Islanders. I'd be very surprised if the Islanders won this game. I think the Pacific Division being as bad as it's been, it's not that bad. And I think San Jose's one of the most likely to turn it around. And I say that even though Edmonton isn't getting blown out by Philly and certainly could come out and win that game. Toronto's in Ottawa. That's a hard one to predict, actually, because Ottawa's lost their last two, and yet they're capable of putting up big games, especially against a rival. So Toronto's definitely a rival coming in. Toronto's won 3 in a row, and their fans are excited. But at 6-1, they're due for a loss. Toronto's due for a loss. Washington is at home to Philly, Philly, Florida. Philly on the brain. The surprising thing with this Predators-Rangers game is the shots are only 17-12, and it's in the third. and the score is 3-2. So 3 goals on 12 shots by the Rangers, 2 goals on 17 shots by the Predators. Neither team's going to be happy about its goaltending statistics at the end of the night at this rate. So, continuing commentary. I can't not do it. The Capitals at home to Florida, though, this to me reeks of a high-scoring game on one side, because goaltending is becoming an issue for Florida in terms of their stats, which means two things. Either their goalies haven't been playing well, or the defense in front of them hasn't been good at all. So it's one or the other. And either way, going up against a Washington Capitals team, which has proven themselves to be lethal already this year in certain games, that could add up to a really, really rough game for the Florida Panthers. Carolina's won 2 in a row, and they're in Dallas. I expect Carolina to win this one. They're playing better hockey than Dallas. They're playing better defensively. Goaltending is probably a wash. But, Dallas has won 3 in a row. And Dallas may very well want to prove that back-to-back wins over Arizona mean they're getting better, not just that they've beaten Arizona. Chicago's in Arizona tonight. Yeah, when you're on a 7-game losing streak, seeing Chicago coming in isn't great, but maybe this is a Chicago team that has started coming to earth. Maybe this is Arizona's chance for a win. I wouldn't be shocked if they win it, and I wouldn't be shocked if they lose it 7-0. Because both of these teams have proven to be hard to predict, other than Arizona's losing. I've seen a few games now where I've said, all right, Arizona should win this one, and then they don't. The most recent game being the most recent example where they played Dallas, and I said, well, I think they should, they have a shot against Dallas. No. It was close, and I feel bad for Hill being put in this situation, and Domingue, hot garbage when he's been in net. 843 save percentage, so he's saving 84% of his shots. Nobody wins game with that kind of goaltending. You just can't. Minnesota is in Calgary, and of course, Calgary's coming off of a loss at home against Carolina, where they were just outplayed. I expect them to come out strong. Minnesota's still kind of a walking wounded situation, but old division rivals here, and that to me screams upset in that Minnesota could beat Calgary. Calgary's game is inconsistent, and when they're bad, it's really bad, and when they're good, it can sort of make you forget about the bad. And Mike Smith's .930 save percentage has been very good. So the goaltending has been able to cover for some faults of Calgary's. You can't blame him. And even though Philly, last I saw, was leading Edmonton 1-0, goaltending in Philly hasn't been great under Elliott. I think Elliott had an .844 save percentage coming into today's game. So right now, the Flames have the better goalie of the two. The St. Louis Blues are in Vegas, so people still want to tear Vegas down, and I'm not sure why. I'm not sure what it is about the idea that the expansion Vegas Golden Knights have a good team, or that they are a good team, and they are. They are a good team. So if St. Louis beats them tonight, I fully expect to see posts about, well, that's it. Vegas is done. This is the start of everything falling apart. And if Vegas wins, it'll be interesting to see how things go the other way. Now, if this goes to a shootout, it doesn't matter who wins, because I consider that a tie. The shootout's just a skills competition, and it doesn't tell you who the better team is. But if Vegas could somehow win this in regulation, they start silencing whatever critics they have left. And Vegas has a good team. It's funny, and I feel like I need to explain this again, because there are certainly people who think that, well, Vegas is just garbage, and it'll all fall apart for them soon, and they'll fall to the ground. The thing is, while that should be the case, since it's a brand new team, Neil has 8 points in 6 games. He's cooled off, but David Perron has 5 points in 6 games, and Perron's a good forward. Spiza has 4 points in 6 games. Leipzig has 4 points in 6 games, and he's been good. He's been very good. Riley Smith, 4 points in 6 games. Alex Tuck has 2 goals in 2 games and 3 points. Derek England's been playing some of the best hockey of his career early on. Oscar Lindbergh, 3 goals. Nate Schmidt's been solid on the blue line. Dallas Eakin looks way better in Vegas this year than he did in Dallas last year. And if Eakin can get back to where he was before last year, he's a 40-point forward. Eric Holla, 2 points in 4 games. Carlson's 2 points in 6 games. William Karlsson, I believe, was a penalty-killing specialist for Columbus last year. Crap, I'm going to go look, aren't I? Yeah, I'm going to go look. And then there's Marchessault, which I haven't got to yet. Like, this is not a team made up of guys who aren't actual NHL forwards. This is a team made up of guys who can and do play NHL hockey and did last year. Karlsson last year, 25 points in 81 games for Columbus, 2 shorthanded assists, 3 game-winning goals, 96 shots, and 35 hits. He's a good bottom 6 guy who on an expansion team is going to get more chances to score than he would in Columbus this year. So we'll see. We'll see if they're on their way to the ground, but I just don't see a bad team here. And Subban, other than looking kind of human at the end of the last game he played, Subban hasn't hurt them. And as long as Subban isn't hurting their chances to win, they have a chance to win. So we'll see what happens against St. Louis tonight. If they win, if they lose, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe. And we will see if McDavid can get off the snide in this one, and whether or not I'm going to be doing a video on the continuing struggles of the Oilers today. We'll see. But thank you for watching. Hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. And I'm back in the room, but that's more because I can't, tell everybody in the house will just be quiet and shut up while I'm doing a video. So the set is still downstairs. I haven't torn anything apart. I'm not going to. And this isn't the death of videos on the new set. This is just me adapting to the situation. Thanks for being part of my adaptation, and I'll talk to you again soon.